stop learning. That's my message today. It's currently holding you back, and I'm going to tell you why. Hey there, I'm Jason Logston, and this is Making Bacon, all about helping you serve your fans, grow your income, and get the most out of your blog. Today, I wanted to talk about some of the ways that we hide and when we don't put ourselves out there. In my mastermind group, we were recently talking about some of the different courses people have been taking and things that they're learning to do. And one of the people is interested in putting out a masterclass. They're relaunching their business and they want to get some content out there that they can really start to sell to people. And it makes a lot of sense, but they've taken classes, they've gone through webinars, and they've paid for courses online, and they've read books, and they currently haven't created a single piece of content. And to me, that really jumped out. Seth Godin talks a lot about the need to ship, the need to create, but a lot of people don't do it. They look at what they've created and they say, this isn't good enough yet. I'm going to put a little more work into it. I don't know quite enough about putting out a course. I'm going to do a little more research about that. All it comes down to is fear in a lot of cases. Yeah, you need to know some information about doing it. You can't just wing it. But at some point, you're just learning because it's easier to learn. And a lot of times, initially, it's more fun to learn than it is to put yourself out there and start creating. As a food blogger, I'm sure you've had the experience of working with someone that has zero skills in the kitchen. They don't know how to turn on their stove. They don't know how to boil water. Literally, they can't figure it out. And that's hard. You can't work with someone like that. You need a baseline of knowledge. And you can teach them that pretty quickly, but you do need some sort of baseline. But I'm sure you also know people that have read all of Thomas Keller's cookbooks, and they've read modernist cuisine from cover to cover, but they've never cooked out of them. And they act like they're experts, but they're not. Because you know, and I know, you can't become a good cook unless you bring out your knife and you turn on the stove and you cook. Reading about it, watching the Food Network is not going to give you the skills you need to be able to be a good cook. It gives you the knowledge and the information, but you need that actual physical process of cooking. And that hand in hand with the information and the courses and Food Network and cookbooks is going to make you a great cook. But you have to cook. You can't just read about it and take in this information and suddenly know how to cook. The same is true of business. Reading about how to publish a cookbook, reading about how to do YouTube videos, watching courses about how to do Facebook Live. It's all good, and you need that base knowledge. You need to learn how to boil water. But at some point, you need to create that content. You can't just keep learning. All you're doing is hiding. And it's hard to say, and I hate saying that because I feel like a jerk, but it's the truth. You're scared to put yourself out there because once you start doing it, you can fail. When you're learning, you can't fail. So all you're doing is bringing in information. But once you start to do it, you're putting yourself out there, you're making yourself vulnerable, and you're opening yourself up to failure. And that can be terrifying. But the only way you can become successful is to get out there and do it. Put stuff out there. Get it in front of people. Biggest paradox to me in the entirety of blogging is that people have two concerns. One, that what they put out isn't going to be good enough. And two, that what they put out, no one's going to see. You can't be scared of both. When you're getting started, put out anything you want because no one is reading it. It's true. And it can be really demotivating when you're trying to put out content. But as far as getting over that fear, it's easy when it's going to be your friends and family reading your blog and that's it. When no one's looking at your course's sales page, it doesn't matter if it's not perfect because no one's there. But by the time you put out your second or third or fourth version of a course, people are going to start to be seeing it and it's going to be good. It's going to be so much better than if that was your first one because you've gone through it. You've gone through the process multiple times and now you're turning into a professional. So get some learning in, do some research, take a course if you want to, but then stop learning and start creating. You're going to learn more doing that hands-on creation of content than you ever would from more courses and more reading. If you want to be successful, that's the next step. Do something new, get it out there, get it in front of people. The more you do that, the better your odds of being successful are. And if you want more information about the type of content you should be putting out there, I have a great video that goes into a lot of the different things you can do to become a successful food blogger. It's a great place to start if you're trying to figure out what direction you want to go as a blogger. But get out there and start creating.